Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is pushing away a plate of food they actually wanted to eat because a diet told them not to. They are hungry, they are slightly miserable, they are calling this discipline. And at the exact same moment, an ancient human who shares your exact DNA, your exact biology, your exact digestive system, is sitting in the African savanna, eating whatever they found today, eating until they are completely full, eating with zero guilt, zero calculation, zero apps, zero plans, and carrying less body fat than anyone in that first person's gym. That ancient human did not have a nutritionist. They did not have macros. They did not have cheat days because there were no other days. They did not have a relationship with food because food was not a relationship. It was just food. And here's the thing that should genuinely disturb you. That ancient human's body and your body are, for all practical biological purposes, the same body, same digestive system, same hormones, same fat storage mechanisms, same hunger signals, same everything. The hardware has not changed. Not meaningfully, not in the time that separates you from them. What has changed, completely and catastrophically, is the world that body is being asked to function inside. Stay with me here, because what I am about to tell you is not a diet tip. It is not a hack. It is not something you can buy or download or follow for 30 days. It is the actual explanation for why your body does what it does with food, and once you understand it, truly understand it, you will never be able to look at a diet plan the same way again. Not because you will stop caring about your health, because you will finally understand what your body actually needs instead of what the diet industry has been telling you it needs for 50 years. And those are two very different things. Here is where we start, with a number that the entire weight loss industry does not want you to know about, because if you understood this number, truly understood what it means, you would never buy another diet product again, and that would be a problem for an industry worth over $200 billion annually. That depends entirely on you not understanding this number. The number is this. In a study published in the journal Obesity, researchers measured the body fat percentage of Hadza hunter-gatherers in Tanzania, people whose daily lives are the closest living approximation of how prehistoric humans actually existed. People who eat no processed food, who follow no diet plan, who have no concept of calories or macros or eating windows. The average body fat percentage of Hadza men was 13%. The average for Hadza women was 20%. For context, those numbers put them in the athletic to fitness category by modern standards, not the survival category, not the just getting by category, the athletic category, achieved without a single intentional act of diet or exercise in the way we understand either of those words. Now hold that number in your head, because everything that follows is an explanation of how that number is possible, and I promise you, the explanation is not what you expect. It starts with something called the food reward hypothesis, developed by researcher Stephen Guyenet, a neurobiologist who spent years studying the relationship between the brain and body weight. His argument, built on decades of research, is straightforward and devastating to the diet industry simultaneously. The human brain does not regulate body weight based on calories consumed. It regulates body weight based on something far more complex and far more ancient than calorie math. It regulates it based on how rewarding the food signals to the reward centers of the brain are. And modern processed food, specifically engineered to hit those reward centers harder than any natural food possibly could, has broken that regulation system in a way that has nothing to do with your discipline and everything to do with your neurology. Let me make that concrete. When a Hadza hunter finds a tuber and eats it, his brain receives a signal of moderate food reward, enough to motivate him to find more food tomorrow, not enough to override his satiety signals today. When you eat a handful of potato chips, the specific combination of salt, fat, and starch in that chip, calibrated through years of food engineering research to hit the brain's reward system at maximum intensity, your brain receives a signal that has no natural equivalent, a signal louder than anything evolution prepared your satiety system to override. And so you eat past fullness, not because you are weak, because the signal you are receiving is literally stronger than the biological mechanism designed to stop you. You are not losing a battle with your willpower, you are losing a battle with a billion-dollar engineering project specifically designed to make sure you lose. The Hadza do not lose that battle, not because they are stronger or more disciplined, because they never encounter an opponent. The food available to them is not engineered to defeat their biology. It is just food, and against just food, the human body's regulatory systems work exactly as they were designed to work. You eat until you are full, you stop. You do not think about food again until you are genuinely hungry. The system runs cleanly, the way it ran for 2 million years, producing the body fat percentages that put modern athletes to shame. Now here's where it gets personal, because what I just described is not something that happened to other people in another time. It is happening inside your body right now, today, every time you eat. Your satiety system is intact, your hunger hormones are intact, your body's ability to regulate its own weight given the right inputs is intact. It has not been broken by laziness or age or genetics. It has been overwhelmed by an environment that did not exist when it was designed, and that is a completely different problem with a completely different solution. The solution is not another diet. Diets address the symptom, which is caloric intake, without addressing the cause, which is a food environment engineered to make you eat past your biology. A diet that tells you to eat less processed food is accidentally solving the right problem for the wrong reason. The reason it works, when it works, is not the calorie restriction. It is that eating real food gives your brain's satiety system a fighting chance against your hunger signals. Real food is less rewarding to the brain's reward centers, not because it tastes worse in any fundamental sense, but because it has not been engineered to taste maximally rewarding specifically to override your stop signals. Your body knows how to handle real food. It has been handling real food for 2 million years. It does not know how to handle what food engineers have built in the last 50. Here is the practical truth that comes out of all of this research. The ancient human who never got fat was not doing anything intentional. They were not managing their food environment. They were simply living inside a food environment that the human body was built for, one where every calorie-dense food required genuine effort to obtain, where there was no eating past hunger because food was not available past hunger, where the fiber content of everything eaten automatically regulated absorption and satiety, where the gap between eating events allowed the body to use stored fat as fuel the way stored fat was always meant to be used. You cannot rebuild that environment completely. The world has changed too much too fast, but you can rebuild pieces of it. And the research suggests that even partial reconstruction of the ancestral food environment produces dramatic metabolic improvements that no calorie-restricted diet has ever been able to match for long-term sustainability. Because sustainability was never a problem for ancient humans. They were not sustaining a diet, they were just eating, and their bodies did the rest automatically, the way your body will do the rest automatically if you give it something close enough to what it was built to receive. That is not a promise. It is 2 million years of engineering, and it works.